Alright everybody, just gonna try to do a quick weekly update video. Try to be quick. That's not easy for me, but we're gonna try to be quick. I'm doing this on the flip cam, just have it on a tripod. I was gonna do it on the life cam, but I don't know what it is, but this computer just rejects it outright, unless I use QuickTime Player 7. But I'm having problems with that with the Pro licensing for some reason. So I can't find any way to make it work. Like I say, I don't know why it worked fine on my 2006 iMac, and it works fine on that Mini that I have too. But other computers, it doesn't like any of them. So, but this flip camera actually has its own problems. It's cracked on the one side. That doesn't really matter. It's just cracked plastic. But the big problem is, for some reason, it does not. It does something similar to what my other flip does, the white one, to where it doesn't turn on sometimes, even though the batteries are still perfectly good, because I can put them in a Canon camera and record videos, and those things suck up batteries way more than these flips. But for some reason, I see the little red light to indicate that you're recording. That flashes for just a second when I turn on the camera. No other flip that I've had has done that, but it does on this one. But it'll do that flash and it just won't come on. I don't know why. I can swap the batteries. Sometimes turning the batteries over will fix it. Most of the time it will not, though. And the batteries are perfectly fine, but for some reason it just rejects them after a while. So there's something touchy with this camera, and it's just completely random when it does it. Sometimes I'll get through a pair of 2 batteries without it ever doing that. Sometimes I just got to abandon them and put them in something else and get a new pair of batteries out. But I don't have any right now, so I had to steal these from something else. So yeah, the flip's kind of messed up actually, and that, like, camera crisis is back on kind of thing. But it is what it is, guys. It has to do with what I'll talk about in this vid, which is computers, and how I might solve this problem by also solving other problems. So first off, just talk about the 2010 iMac that's sitting next to me, this legendary guy that I got for like 50 bucks. You guys know all about the whole story with this. I've done a number of videos showing various things on this, like Call of Duty 4 or whatever, Half-Life 2, benchmark on it, different things like that, and I had my hard drive go out almost a year ago, over 11 months ago. But it runs fine off that external, like I say. I figured it out. Everything works fine. The only problem is with that external hard drive setup is that if the computer goes to sleep, it's not certain that when you wake it up it will work, because the hard drive goes out. Like, I actually hear the sound of the hard drive turning off sometimes, and once it turns off, it's chance as to whether it will come on before the computer actually wakes up or whatever it may be. So sometimes you gotta hard restart the computer when you wake it up from sleep, which is annoying, but mostly it's fine. I don't actually deal with that problem so much. But what I am dealing with, the display. So this is kind of a bitch. So I'm going to pull up. God, I don't know what app to use, man. I have no idea what to use because I don't want to. I could probably set up white wallpaper here. You don't want to go in there. But if I zoom it in, I'm going to try to show this to the best of my ability. So the flickering's not going to show up on the video, that's for sure, but if you can see, let me turn the brightness all the way down. It's probably not going to show up on vid. The camera's just not high enough res. But there's various points in the screen where it's scratched, and that's because of an episode that I had. Wow, okay. Trying to zoom it out, but I don't know why I'm doing that right now. Anyway, there's various scratches in the screen, like there's one up there, there's a big one right there, there's a smaller one down there, there's one down there. I don't know exactly how some of those happened, but what I ended up doing, I mentioned this in the last weekly update video, that I wanted to clean the computer, take the glass off and clean the glass on the inside and the screen itself, and I did that because there's one, and this is what gets me. There's this really dark speck. It does not look like a dead pixel, although I admit that's what it could be. And that, whatever it is, I noticed that and it was like, okay, that's enough. If I'm getting like fairly decent black spots now, because before it was just like that kind of rainbowy, just spotting that I was getting just because it's glass. Gets fogged up and then it leaves that behind. But I noticed that and it was like, man, I am going to I'm going to clean the screen. So I get suction cups, I cracked it open. I did make a video of that, but it turned out crap, and I didn't even show half of the process because it ended up being a big nightmare. Just because I live in a place with pets and a lot of friggin' dust and a lot of fine particulate matter, man, to where it was very hard to clean this son of a bitch. I cleaned the glass off pretty good, as in I got rid of all the spotting that was appearing there. So the glass itself is clean, but there's just little bits of stuff that's still in between, because it's just a never-ending battle. You're going to remove some stuff, more stuff's going to appear. But I think, because I tried multiple ways of cleaning it, just because it was so much stuff was sticking to it, I think that some of them scratch the screen. I really do. Because that stuff, I got back in there, I cracked it open again with it on, because I wanted to see where they were clearly, and I could even use my finger and I wasn't getting anything to come off. Anything that I tried, they are scratches. I scratched the screen somehow. With whatever I was using to clean it, I'm not sure. Which, I was just getting pissed off, so I was trying a number of different things that perhaps could have scratched it. So it's my fault in the end, but it is what it is. And also, this is a bit harder than I thought it would be. The magnets on this thing are really friggin' strong. As in, the moment I tried to put the brackets or whatever at the bottom back into their slots, the thing wanted to snap right back into place, and it would keep doing that. And the how are they called? Those things at the top, man. They did not go into their holes. They slammed off it. Like, man, those things are held on by glue. They could break off real easy. But anyway, so I had to keep pulling it back with the suction cup and then put it back. I did finally get it lined up, and I actually have it lined up better now than it was when I got the computer, which is part of what made me suspect that somebody had been in this thing before. And I'm pretty sure I just confirmed that somebody was in this thing before, because there was, for some reason, writing on the inside of the glass, like where the black frame is. On the other side there was writing with like a pen or something. It's like, I don't think that came from the factory myself. I don't know. Every other guide or video I've seen or picture I've seen of people taking apart these things, no such thing. And also, my main suspicion is because the temperature sensor for the hard drive has never worked ever since I got it, which means it's just not connected. So somebody, I'm thinking, swapped out the hard drive in this guy because it failed originally, and they just never reconnected that sensor. I don't know, because I don't want to open it up any more than I already have, especially after what happened there. Because I can tell my panels for iMacs are crazy expensive. I could buy a whole new computer for the price of the screen for this guy, of a new screen for this guy. So it's not even worth it, man, as far as I'm concerned. But the screen does flicker. It's done that somewhat. It did it really bad in I'm trying to think, like January 2020, man. Like around that time period, it was really starting to flicker bad. But then it stopped, and now it's doing it again, which is annoying. So don't like that. And my fan's running a lot more than it used to. I think it needs cleaned out. But again, I'm not sure if I'm going to work on it. Partially, I'm just pissed because I scratched the screen. Between that and the flickering, this this panel, I think, is just kind of weak, I guess. It's coming to its end. I do plan on holding onto this computer for as long as it runs, definitely. But I was already kind of thinking maybe at least be on the hunt for a new Mac of some kind. Just kind of keep my eye out, but not necessarily intend on finding anything. But as more time goes on, I'm kind of leaning more towards, yeah, it's time to get something else going, because, well, for various reasons. I've just been kind of irritated recently with this thing. And I mean, I've been using it for a long time, so for an old Mac that I spent $50 on, damn good deal, damn good score. Like I say, the RAM was already at least somewhat upgraded in this guy, which the price of the RAM was almost the price of that I paid for the computer, so totally worth it. But $50 for 2 years, man, I'll take it. But I think I want to get something else going on, and I don't know if it's going to be an iMac. That's the thing, because you guys know I had that 27-incher in February. Quite a while ago now, it feels like, but I had that guy about 4 months ago. I made that video over 4 months ago, actually. And it had problems with its screen. It had big problems with its screen that I unfortunately didn't get to show on video, but that screen was dead. No way of really using the computer after that, because the display was real messed up. So that thing went away. I did get money back for it, thank God, because that was an online purchase. So I was able to get a refund for that one. But I didn't end up buying any other computer with that, and so I was left again with this guy. I do have a Windows computer, my old ThinkPad, Windows 7 computer that I've had since like 2014 or something like that, and I've been using it pretty heavily since October 2017, because that's when I made the video, I'm pretty sure. Last days of that month. But it's, the thing that sucks is I accidentally installed a 32-bit operating system instead of 64. I didn't really think to install 64-bit. So my computer has 8 gigabytes of RAM in it, but it's only using like a little less than 4 of that. So there's a lot of stuff that's eating up my RAM, so I don't have much RAM on that system. And just the fact that the install's over 3 years old, it is kind of bogged down. That computer's kind of wonky sometimes. I think it just needs a fresh install. Could probably put an SSD in it with a fresh install. But I'm not sure at this point if I should try to install Windows 7 again, or if I should just go up to 10. It's just a matter of how long Chrome supports Windows 7 for. Because once they stop supporting it, or Chromium, I suppose, because then Steam goes away, then the thing's useless to me, because it's mostly a gaming computer. So, yeah, if I lose that, then just Windows 10. But I don't know how long this vid's been going for. I got also kind of a small update, so I can see as well. 13 minutes, will go a little longer. I got a new rug. I guess it's kind of a small thing. And I put that lamp over there a while ago. I just never really thought to show that or talk about it. But that lamp's pretty old. It was in the living room for many years. I don't know if anybody remembers what my living room looked like before. I don't know if that's been in a video since like 2015 or what, but that was in the living room for a long time, but I took that lamp. So it's a pretty nice lamp. I put an LED bulb in it and it's pretty bright. So I don't actually use it that much though. I just never think to plug it in, but hey. It is kind of cool though. I'll say that, it is kind of cool. So, yeah. But the new rug, if you remember, I had a older rug that looked similar to this. A lot lighter overall, a lot less dark colors in there, a lot more consistent overall. But I've looked and looked ever since I lost that rug, because that rug was completely destroyed by the chair. If you look at the carpet powder videos and just the various videos that I made, that rug was completely destroyed. So I tossed it. I've been looking ever since then for something like it. And this is the best one I've found so far. I actually had to make a modification though, because it was too wide. So I had to cut it myself. And I don't know if it's gonna... I tried to do various things to seal that other end off that's cut, but I so far haven't found a way to do that that'll actually stay in place. So it's probably gonna fray all along the end, and then that's gonna be that. But I thought I'd try it anyway because it was cheap. So this rug probably won't last forever. It might last as long as the original did, before it starts to get bad enough that it's just time to throw away. But I do have that other rug still that's perfectly fine, but I like the design of this. That's kind of just a random small update, but thought I'd say that. Probably the last, this and that lamp, like this is the last stuff before I move out of this place, just small things that I put in here. I'm not going to rearrange anything in here till I move out probably, which again I don't know when the hell that's going to be. Just a matter of time. Finding a place really. But I'm going to be moving out of here eventually. It's definitely in motion. It's just a matter of when I find a place. So, yeah, but I'm going to be hunting for a new computer. I'm just not quite sure what I want. iMacs are cool. They're great computers. I love the all-in-one form factor, the whole deal there. But when shit goes wrong, and you can't fix it too easily. Especially when you're getting into the ones that are glued. I won't touch them myself. I won't open them at all. As far as I'm concerned, if something on the inside fails, the computer's failed. If you can't somehow remedy it from the outside, forget it. These you can work on fairly easily, but I'm just not really interested in tinkering with it myself. Not this one. Not this one. I can do traditional desktop towers. I can do game systems, which I might do a vid on my Intellivision too soon because I'm having some issues with that guy. For any retro gamer subscribers that are out there, I know I haven't done a retro gaming video in quite a while. I did show that in television in the pickups vid a couple months ago though, but I'm having some video problems with it that I'm not quite sure how to fix. So I'm going to be looking into that. But I can work on game systems, I can work on that stuff, but once you get those small wires to where you can rip them right off the board, you can rip the connectors off the board, or the wire itself is soldered to the board, you rip that son of a bitch off and you're out of luck. I ripped my iBook G3, I accidentally destroyed because the hard drive failed in it, so I opened it up to take it out, and that is a bitch to do, and I ripped the power button connector off of the computer motherboard. Shit, it's destroyed. So that thing got thrown away. I tried to keep it actually, but somebody else threw it away because of where I had it put, which sucks, but you live and learn with that kind of shit. I try to keep everything to where at least I know where it is and nobody's going to touch it without my consent, because I've lost a couple things that way. But yeah, I don't trust tinkering on this guy. I did a little bit of stuff on those white iMacs, but nothing on this newer series here. But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking I really want another Mac Mini. I have that one that's a 2006, which is just not powerful enough to use as a main computer by any means. It's mostly for the, as I showed in that one video, using it with a flat screen, playing content. It works perfect for that. No problem with it. It works great as like an iTunes Media Center where you can stream the music or whatever. You just put a big hard drive in it, or use a big external hard drive. That thing will be a great iTunes box because it has optical audio in and out, and just all that. Even for sound recording and stuff like that, it would work perfectly fine. So that computer has a lot of uses, even that it's not very powerful, but for a main computer it's just no good. But getting even 2009, 2010, like 2009 to 2012, I'd say, is what I'm going to be looking for Mac Minis. Something that's new enough that it has comparable specs to this guy, but graphics are probably going to be a bit of a downgrade, I think. But I don't know, I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be really looking, because I do still have that TV. I don't have it set up in the same place anymore. It's not in the room anymore, but that TV, I still have a hold of that. And I have that Dell monitor that's just sitting back there, which is nice. And hey, I'll have enough money I could buy a 30-inch monitor, 27, whatever I wanted to do. Any third party, any Apple one, I could buy any of them really. So, yeah, Mac Mini, and I could upgrade it to 62, or I think even some of those will take 32 gigs of RAM, and it's like, damn dude, 32 gigs of RAM on that thing would be killer. This one will go up to 16, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to be on the hunt for a Mac Mini, I think. I'm just waiting to kind of see, because I just don't know if it'll be enough, honestly. Excuse me, because if it's a bit of a downgrade, I can probably take it, but I'd like to get something that is at least comparable or better than this, just to make it worth the money. But whatever I find, if I get a good deal, I get a good deal. I'm gonna snag whatever I find. So the swap meet's gone to shit here though. Ever since March of 2020, swap meet's gone to shit. I don't find much of anything these days in the way of computers or games or whatever. Like I say, the Intellivision was a score, because I never find stuff like that around here. So, yep, that's basically it for my update video. I know it was kind of long-winded and rambly, but they all are that way. So yeah, and this might be one of the last where this is my main computer. So yeah, like I say though, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, to say the least. But good computer, but it's getting to that point. It's 11 years old, which I'm not going to replace it with anything much newer than that probably, but it's one of those things where you just got to be willing to put the work in to maintain it, which for this guy I'm not quite there. With a Mac Mini, no problem. MacBook, no problem. At least for some of the older ones, man, I know how to work on those guys. It's not hard at all. So, hell, even a screen replacement's easier on those because it's cheaper for a panel, but whatever. So I'm going to leave it off with that. Hope you all enjoyed my another computer rambling, another camera rambling, just another weekly update video. If you don't like hearing rambling, don't watch the weekly update videos. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'll have some other content coming out pretty soon. That's going to be some system showcase videos. I'm going to finally do the videos on my old 360s that have the custom, or the old dashboards on them. So I will get to those vids soon, guys, I promise. So catch you guys later.